Okay, welcome to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission, December 9th, 2020 meeting. We'll have a call to order. Everyone say their name one at a time. John
Todd King. Tim Macklin.
Debbie Detmer.
Mike Harwood.
Sean Cowan.
All right, we've established a quorum. All right, we'll go to bills and communication. Well, let's welcome Sean Cowan to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission, guys.
Welcome, Sean.
Welcome.
Glad you're
Thank
here.
you, guys. Thank you. By the way, on the Board of Selectmen meeting, I did have, I think, about 12 seconds to speak, and I pitched everybody on the call as they ought to be getting permits, and that social distancing in the times of COVID, that this is the finest thing to have in this town of Fairfield. Get out there with your kids, get out there with your family, start clamming, get some oysters. It seemed to go over okay.
All right, good, great.
That was.
All right, we're going to go to bills and communications. Approval of draft minutes of November 18th, 2020.
This is Sarah. Can I just make one quick change, if you
Sure.
guys are okay with it? I noticed today when I was getting ready for today's meeting, I have Deb in there as present and absent for the last meeting. So I'm just going to remove her from present.
Yes. Okay, did everyone else have a chance to look at those meeting minutes?
Yep.
Any changes or questions or anything?
Nothing for me.
I didn't notice anything, no.
All right, does someone want to make a motion to approve the draft meeting minutes of November 18th, 2020?
I'll make a motion to approve the draft minute meetings of November 18th, 2020.
I will second it.
Todd, was that you seconding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay,
Caramba.
so now we're going to go to committee reports. We're not going to update the people that are on the committees at this meeting, but at the next meeting we need to update everyone that's on the committees because Eric's not with us anymore and Allison's not with us anymore. So we have to change that all around. But for now, we'll do what we do. So Clam, relay, and planting, no real report. We planted, back in early November, and nothing will happen until May. Anyone else have anything on that?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, we'll go to water and habitat quality. Mike or
All
Deb?
right. It's Debbie here. The beds were closed on December 5th due to the excessive rainfall, but they were open 24 days in November. So I think we're just waiting for, another week before they reopen?
Yes. It may be a week. So on that, I emailed Alyssa Dragon from Aquaculture today and asked if they would be sampling. And they said that they should be sampling tomorrow. If they don't, we can go out and sample. If not, we can wait for the full 14 days and they'll reopen us. So we're going to see if they do the sampling. If not, I have the specimen jars and the map and the paperwork if someone wants to go out and sample. All right. At the afternoon tide, and it's going to rain all weekend, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they get out there and sample tomorrow. Permits and access.
This is Debbie again, and looking over the reports, it looks like we have 345 permits issued so far in 2020, and that's versus 239 in 2019. So we're definitely ahead of the game, and I'm guessing the online permitting is really going over well.
Okay, that's great.
And I noticed when I went to redo my or renew my beach emblem, we did have it up already to renew our clamming permit. But I wasn't quite sure if I should be doing it because I was just going to get a renew from December for the month, or would it be next year? So I wasn't sure on that.
It was for 2021, and there was a question from Parks and Rec as to what they were selling. My feeling was people were buying 2021, but there could have possibly been a sale for, the last month of the year, and they were going to shut it down, and they could just keep it open. If someone buys a permit, it'll just be good from that. So,
are they going to just make sure the person is actually renewing it versus a new person in the system?
Yeah, well, if you buy the permit, you're buying it for 2021, no matter what. That's what it's set up for. So there was no chance of selling a 2020 that was removed. So.
Oh, okay.
So that was it for the year, 345. All right.
Hey, John, it's Sean. So from a historical perspective, that's a great increase in 1 year. Any idea what our highest ever has been versus 345?
345 is our highest ever.
That is our highest.
That's great. Congrats.
We
that's even without our clamming.
Yeah. So the permits have gone up and set a record each year for I think the last 5 years. So we're at a pretty high number right now. I mean, if we can maintain that number, that would be great. But we'll see how it goes this year. All right, that's it for permits and access. Commercial shellfish regulations. I think there's no real report. Yeah. Okay. Oyster bed development. Tim, you're still collecting shells?
Yep, still collecting shells. Really just from Bryac right now. But it's still good for 6 to 8 buckets a week.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. We still have 20 or 30 bags of fat on shell hanging in the yacht yard. And 1 bag of oysters hanging in, of the oysters from last year hanging in South Benson. So we'll probably just, I guess we're going to leave that where it is for now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, did you say there were bags hanging in the yacht yard still?
Yeah, there's easily 20 or 30 bags there, I think.
I thought we cleared them all out.
I thought we only did half of them.
That day? Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah. I have to go back and check, but I think we did clear them all out.
All right. Well, we'll have to
double check, but I think we got them all out.
I thought we did half of them, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Nothing else really on oyster bed development right now.
So, John, there is one other development on the downwellers, is that we did get permission.
Hold on. I just want to see if there's anything in the... So we have nothing in the agenda tonight for that. So, yeah, you can talk about that now. Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks. So one of the big things that was part of the downwellers in the permit process was getting permission from the town on doing this. So we did get permission from Parks and Rec of Anthony Calabrese to have that spot right next to the ice machine from South Benton Outfitters. So huge step. It was a lot easier than we thought, so everything is full steam ahead right now until we get the permit. And then I guess the next step, Joan, also would be to figure out when we can purchase the downwellers, the boxes from Padco.
Yes. So on that note is, on the permits, I submitted all the permits to DABA, and they filed the first permit in with DEP a few days ago. So once that permit gets approved, then it will go on to Army Corps of Engineers and NOAA. So the process has started with that, which is good. So Shannon Kelly at Department of Agriculture helped out with that, doing some more mapping and things like that, and filling out some more of the permit. So that's all set, and I'll be sending electronic copy of that to Betty Gabriel, and if you guys want it, I can have it emailed out to everyone to take a look at it. But yeah, the first permit has been sent out to DEP, which is good. And as for buying the downwell and all that, we're going to have to get our numbers together on that, because I think it's going to have to be approved by, I talked to Betty the other day, and she says all the purchases have to be approved by Brenda Kupchik's office. So it is our money. The Shellfish Fund will into that, but I think it still has to be approved. All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Anyone have anything else on oyster bed development?
Do we have any oysters
Nope.
out on Sasko Beach at all?
Yes, there's oysters.
Several.
There's oysters there. People have been harvesting them off the rocks and that. So there's a good set that's on a lot of the rocks that people have been feeling illegal oysters. And, they come and go. It's the tides will wash them in, they'll wash them out. We've just put out 50,000 of them or something over there in our little bed. So hopefully those will be legal by the end of next year. So yeah, there's oysters around. Anything else?
No.
Nope.
No.
All right, communications. Deb.
Hi. Well, I know, John, you've been doing some postings on Facebook regarding the closings of the beds and stuff, and I'm not really sure what else has been going on. I'll be working on a newsletter shortly for the winter, and that's all I have.
Okay. On the communications, when we set our new committee, Deb, you're the only one on it right now. What I've found is that on the last few closings, that it's happened on the weekend, on a Friday or a Saturday, and the phone message doesn't get changed, and the email doesn't go out. So the email, I think, has to go out from the Conservation Office, but I think we should learn how to change the phone message, because I get messages from people on Messenger or Facebook or that, this, I know the sign says closed and the Facebook says closed and the email says closed, but the phone message still says open. Are the beds open? And I'm like, well, 3 out of 4, say that they're closed. They're closed. It's just the phone message can't get changed on the weekend. So maybe we should work on that.
I'd be happy to do the phone message. Where does that come from? I mean, I know where it comes from, but
Joanne Mora and Betty Gabriel know how to. They're able to do it. I'm assuming anyone can do it from a phone. It's probably just a pin and tapping some numbers. So I'll find out how to do it, and then we'll hand that over.
If you like, I can reach out to Betty and ask her.
Sure, if you would. Either Betty or Joanne, either one of them.
Sure.
And that way, there's none of this of, well, I went out there because the phone said it was open, or I drove. The big one is I drove all the way down there and the sign was closed. And it's like, okay. So we should probably take that over.
Definitely.
As for the email that put out, the Q alert, I'm not sure if we're able to do that or not. We can find out about that too.
Well, I guess the question is, when we do get significant amount of rain, how do you get notified that the beds are closed?
So I go on to Weather Underground, and the Fairfield Town Hall has a weather station, and I see how much rain there was. If it goes to over an inch, then I automatically just put out the Facebook alert, and I would text Brian and tell him to send out the email that the beds were closed. And then I'll get an email from the state that says that beds are closed. So they look at the rain gauges too. And like this last one, it was at 0.92 for the rain on Saturday. But it had rained Friday night also. I think it was Friday, Saturday, whichever it was. But it had rained for an hour Friday night, I think. So it basically hit an inch. So I waited for the state to notify us, and they did. So. And
who changes the sign at the gate?
So I changed the sign at the gate, and I think the only other people that have keys for that, I think Tim has a key. I'm not sure if anyone else has a key.
Yeah, is it the same as the key for the storage unit, the trailer?
No.
It's not.
No,
yeah, I just have keys for the trailer and the fence at Conservation.
It's the same one as the one for the fence at Conservation.
It is. Okay, so then I do. Okay.
Yes, the older.
So
got it. Okay.
You or Tim who could change the sign.
Yeah, and Tom, of course, will go down and change the sign. If me or Tim aren't available, I can text him and ask him if he's willing to go down. He doesn't live that far away. Tom, of course, works for the Conservation Department.
Okay.
And could the phone message just say, hey, welcome to go clamming or shellfishing, but just obey the signs? And then it never has to be changed because they're just directed to follow the signs that are posted.
Or refer to the Facebook page or the website.
Yeah, so, something like that. Then it just...
I think there's a little more to it. I think some of this is written in our MOU.
Okay.
So we'd have to change that, I think. But, yeah, I mean, the phone messages, it's kind of an antiquated thing. As if we could get our own web page and not be on the town web page and that, then, it could easily say right on there, boom, right across, it's closed. Yeah. I mean, there's enough out there. There's 4 different ways to find out if the beds are open or closed. So the phone message is the oldest system going right now. But if we can do it ourselves, then there's no issue with it. We'll just change
I'd be happy to take that over.
All right. So you could talk to Betty or Joanne and find out how to do that, because I'm pretty sure that Bob Billick used to do it. So.
Sure.
All right. So you can email them or call them.
I'm right on it tomorrow.
Okay. And I didn't hear anyone from the Conservation Department on the call.
Well, I'm here.
You're there, yeah. Annette's not there, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so anyway.
All right. So the report from the Conservation Department is our fund balance is $31,906.70. Like Deb said, 345 permits issued. Open 24 days, closed 6. And then we go to the 2021 budget status. And right now, we're not going to talk about that because in old business we'll talk about it there. So, anyone have anything for the conservation?
No.
No.
Nope.
All right, old business. This is the big one, Todd.
Woo.
Report of nominating committee and election of officers. So,
What was that?
I'm guessing that Deb wants to stay as the secretary.
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay.
I didn't
and
know
I'd like
if,
to stay as the chairman.
No one. Yeah.
So
Mike-
I
Nobody
didn't know
asked.
if Mike wanted to do it.
Mike reached out, and he is interested in being vice chairman.
Oh, was that you are on the call?
I am.
Okay. So Mike has reached out, wants to, is interested in the vice chairman. Was anyone else interested in vice chairman?
I did not hear
No.
from anyone else on being interested in vice chairman.
All right. So nominating committee, Lizette and Todd have to put out the motion to nominate Deb Detmer for, secretary. And we'll vote
I
on it.
make a motion. Okay, you got to make a motion, you said?
Todd or Lizette will make the motion.
Got it.
All right, I make a
I'll make a
motion
motion.
for Deb Detmeyer to be secretary for the upcoming term.
All right. Todd
And I
seconds
will
that.
second it. Yes,
All right.
I would second that, please.
All right. So we'll all vote. Is everyone in favor of that?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
right. So unanimous for Deb Detmer as
Thank you.
secretary. All right. Next will be for the vice chairman.
So I make a
Was that
motion.
Todd?
Oh, sorry, for vice. I make a motion for Mike for vice chair.
And I will certainly second it.
All right. Everyone who wants to vote for Mike? Aye.
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 Unanimous. Mike Carwood for vice chairman of the Shellfish Commission. And the last one will be for the chairman of the commission.
Make a motion for Don Short for chairman of the Shellfish
And I
Commission.
will second it.
Votes?
And I will second it. Yes.
Aye.
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 Okay, unanimous. Okay. All right, so we got myself, John Short, as chairman, Mike Harwood as vice chairman, and Deb Detmer as secretary. Does everyone know what that means?
Yes.
Those three people can't miss any meetings.
Good luck.
All right. So we're good for officers for 2021.
Perfect.
Okay. The meeting calendar. We talked about it last month.
Yep.
And everyone seemed to be good with all the dates. Deb, did you have a chance to look at that by any chance?
Yep, I'm good.
You're good? All right. And Sean, you probably didn't have a chance, so you'll have to see it. You'll have to ask Betty for a copy of it, but we're going to vote on it to approve the draft of the 2021 Shellfish Commission meeting calendar.
Good. I'll do that. I'll ask.
Okay. Someone want to make a motion to approve that?
I'll make a
Calendar.
motion to approve the 2021 Shellfish meeting calendar.
I will
I'll
second.
the motion to
Nope,
approve
sorry,
of
ma'am.
2021.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Without seeing it, aye.
You saw it. Right? Last week?
That was Sean saying that.
Oh, that was Sean. You sound just like Todd. All right. Basic.
I'll find a way to be at all the meetings.
Okay. All right. 2021-2022 fiscal year Shellfish Commission budget request. Did anyone take a look at that? Did you guys get that or not?
I didn't see it.
Okay. I know Betty sent it out today. So basically, in there we have $1,100 for overtime for the conservation department to help out when we need them, such as like at the Clam Clinic Day or another weekend. And that's the same as we had last year and the year before that. We have $2,000 in there for Clam Clinic expenses, which is the same as we've had for the past few years. And then there's $4,300 and change in there for shellfish things, such as expenses, such as paint for the boat, oil for the boat, fuel for the boat, dock lines, tongs, any kind of thing we need to do our shellfish work.
That includes like supplies for all of the oyster work, right? The bags and line and
yeah, some of that
stuff
comes out of that number there in the budget. And then what we've done the past couple of years is also use that to buy clams, say like on 4th of July weekend, or that last load of clams we put in. So we, $1,500 or $2,500 a year on clams. We haven't used it for all the other things. So the budget's basically the same as it has been for the past few years, and I think we're going to keep it the same. So I don't know if we have to vote on this or not, but
you wanted to do it.
Yeah. So there's a motion to keep the budget request status quo, the same as
I'll
it
make
has
a motion to keep the budget status quo as the last 3 years.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, so there's something that's not on the agenda because the agenda was, at least the agenda I'm looking at, which is the bridge going from over Ash Creek. Did everyone see that email today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sent out as a supplemental agenda.
Yes. Supplemental, yeah. Yep. Did anyone take a look at it, or?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean it's in Bridgeport though, right?
Yes, it's in Bridgeport, going over to Fairfield, right? Goes over to the Metro Center.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that side of it's, I guess, considered Fairfield, but the side at Fox Street is Bridgeport.
Right. So I don't know if you remember Tim, maybe Mike and Deb, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, City of Bridgeport came in to our meeting and did that big proposal about the bridge.
I remember.
Yes, I remember. Yep.
And they went on and on. And so I looked at the new proposal. It looks like the same location and basically the same thing. At the time, I think we didn't have any real concerns since there's not much in the way of shellfish in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only concern was maybe that it could be a garbage creator. But did anyone else have anything they want to say about that bridge? Or
John, the only thing that I thought that may be a suggestion, there is in our response back to the developer on this, where there's a box of suggestions, and I would suggest that we ask for culch at the bottom of that bridge?
We can ask for mulch. It could be in the form of gravel and shell, and it could possibly catch some moisture.
Riprap.
So we could ask for some mulch. That's a good idea. And then, was there anything else in there, like time of year or anything? I don't think they were really going to disturb the actual creek itself. So we could ask for mulch if they're going to have any kind of pilings or anything or supports that are actually into the creek.
Mm-hmm. Even riprap, some 6-inch riprap or something. It
looks like there's just going to be footings right at the shore of each. Yeah, each.
Right at the shore of each side. So we could ask them to put mulch around the footings, just as it'll act as a stabilizer anyway.
Yeah.
So they'd have to get their hands on mulch, or they could put in gravel as mulch, and we could add some shell to it. We'd like something over there, maybe even to put maybe a few oysters around it to see if they'll start growing in the area.
Yep.
And a sign that says "Support your Shellfish Commission."
Yeah. And no littering.
No littering. No plastic.
No littering. There could be an educational sign put, at one end of the bridge, barefoot out or something, as to what goes on in the creek with, shellfish production and that. So, we're coming to the end, Jeff. Anyone have anything else on that? That would be our new business, new old business. Okay, informational. Anything informational?
I have one thing. A gentleman who I knew from living in Black Rock, who came and helped us out a couple months ago when we processed all the hats, is on the Ash Creek Conservation Association. And he came and helped us out and was wondering if we could attend their next meeting via Zoom on January 11th, just to kind of talk about the oyster projects that we're doing in Ash Creek. So I just said that I would extend an invitation to everyone on the commission, and he said, everyone's welcome to come in and talk about what we're doing.
All right, that sounds good. Would you be able to get the Zoom information and email it out to us?
Yeah. I was going to tell him. I told him I was going to talk to everyone tonight about it and just get everyone's okay. And then once I got approval, I would he passed along the information and I can email it to everybody.
Sure, absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, great. I'll keep everybody posted.
Okay. Anyone else have anything informational?
Hey, John, there was a article this week in the Connecticut Post, I think it was yesterday, in regards to funds for grants within Connecticut. And it was a pretty significant number. I don't have it in front of me. I can send a copy of the article. But and it had to do with, environmental cleaning of the water and such. And they did mention like fish migrations up Sasko Creek. And, I think it's just something that we need to be aware of, that there is money out there, and maybe we can kind of piggyback on that, because I know that we're looking to open up the beds at the Southport Beach, and with Sasko Creek coming right out there, maybe that's an opportunity for us.
Yeah, Sasko Creek, Westport must be working on something, because they've drained down that pond over there and made it a natural creek. I don't know if they did that to help spawning fish, or maybe that's why that's in there. So yeah, it was a list of a bunch of different ones. Yeah, so we've looked into grants. We'd have to definitely have someone write the grant and everything. There's a lot of, you have to read through everything. If you want to look into a few of the grants, you can, Mike.
Sure.
But yeah, so on that note of opening that, we haven't done any water sampling for DNA lately. Is anyone interested in going out and collecting some water samples with me? Fairly easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you know when?
It can be any time.
Okay.
I was thinking we could probably
Right
do.
now.
So we've done Southport Beach and Tide Mill, and both of them come up with human coliform bacteria or human DNA, which comes from the coliform bacteria. So I was thinking we start moving up the Mill River, like do Tide Mill, and then maybe go up as far as the next bridge. Not the railroad or the highway I-95, but Umpqua Road Bridge.
Oh, the one over there by like Umpqua Road, like that far up?
Yeah, that far up.
Let's go all the way. Let's
See if we still pick up
compile
human
that.
there,
Yeah.
and just keep moving up the river and the human DNA stuff.
Nice.
And then sample more times, and then we can actually go to maybe the health department or something like that to start looking into where the septic is coming from. What septic is leaking or pipes or like that. So
Nice.
we probably got to get that together and start taking some more of those samples.
Okay. Good. I've got some time off coming up after the 18th of December, so I can definitely do some after then and around the holidays. I'll be around. I don't know if you want to get it done before that, but I'll be around after that.
I have some time off.
At that point, we can do sample, at that time, and then do another one after the holidays and send them all in at the same time. But you just freeze them and then send them in. So.
Yeah.
I'm around
Let's get
too.
as far as possible.
This is Sean. I'm available as well.
Okay. All right. So I'll send out an email and to everyone, and everyone can say when they're available. And it's a big syringe, and you suck up the water. You put the filter on the end. You push it back through, and you do that until you can't push water through the filter anymore. And then you throw it in a specimen cup, and that's it. So. But we could all go as a party. That's fine.
Yeah, well, let's just get a ton of data as far up as possible, so we know where maybe it's above upriver, way up beyond our scope.
Plus, it's an extreme, so we should probably sample a few spots and see, because if we get, if it slows down further up the river, it kind of, we can sort of narrow it down as to where the sewage is going in. And
definitely, because
that's the only way we're going to open South Beach is to knock off where sewage is coming in. It's not going to get better until that's fixed. So,
agreed.
And it spikes. We can have Alyssa come in maybe when we start having meetings again, actual meetings in person, and talk about the numbers again. And there were different ways where they were thinking of possibly doing a river gauge and things like that. But if we have the DNA information, if we're armed with that, then we can work with their numbers also. And we'll probably have to put a committee together on Southport Beach, have a couple people just do the research. So we got a decent amount of work coming up next year. This other thing going on. So, all right.
I just had one interesting thing that I did see on the news too, as well, where the oyster, the people who sell the oyster companies are struggling due to the restaurants not being opened as much, and they were selling oysters really cheap to like the conservation areas to help clean the water and grow oyster beds. Have you heard anything about, the local companies around here struggling with their oysters? I mean,
so I talked about it in the past meeting. Is that the state paid a bunch of a few of the companies to go out and drag their dredges to stir up the beds, and then they also harvested oysters in certain areas and planted them in other areas, and they paid them to do this. And one of the areas was off of Fairfield, so some of the natural beds did get scratched and oysters planted, and they're going to follow up on recruitment rates and things like that. But, so that was through the state provided money through NOAA and Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Agriculture, to some of these harvesters. Also, they allowed the harvesters to go into the state natural beds and harvest as many clams as they could for a certain period of time. And in kind, they went out and dragged some oyster beds in that to stir them up so that set would happen out there. So that story was in there. Yep. G&B Shellfish was involved with that, and Norm Bloom was involved with that. Dave Hop, a lot of people that we know that have come to our meetings and that. So, the gathering of the Shellfish Commissioners. Obviously, there's nothing on the agenda, and we're in December. It normally happens in January, so I'm assuming that not happening. Right. So that would be everyone else's guess?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
Unless they're going to have a virtual meeting.
Yeah. I may. If there's a virtual meeting, I'm not sure if I'll be involved. No, that's a joke. All right. So, anything else? Other?
No.
Nothing for me.
Nope.
The All Shucks is out of the water and parked at the fire training center next to conservation because of all the construction that's going on. And it looks like it needs a paint job. So we may have to have it painted this year. The outside is looking a little ragged.
Once over. Will conservation do that, or do we need to,
No, conservation will do that.
Okay.
And I don't know what's happening with the actual conservation department. Do you know, Sarah?
No, everything's kind of up in the air right now while they try and figure out our long-term plans. So.
Okay.
So I don't know anything more than you guys do.
I'll say that I've talked to Betty in the last few days more than I have in the last few years. So.
Yeah, we're all kind of struggling to pick up where everything left off because there's a lot that that Brian always did that we didn't have access to. So we're trying to figure out how to get things running.
So, I was going to meet with Betty and Joanne coming up and go over some things with them. And then some of the stuff we could probably just take care of ourselves just to help out because I don't know if Brian's coming back, if there'll be someone new, if Annette's taking over or anything. So I'll work with Betty as much as I can, and then if we can help out with some other things, that'd be good.
Yeah, and if there's anything you guys need me to do in the meantime, too, just let me know, and I can do that.
The main thing is we need access to our credit card.
Yeah.
So
wait, we have a credit card? We're keeping that a secret.
Yeah. Our fund. So when we do all of our purchases coming up, we have to submit them, and Betty will probably have to bring those to be approved by the first selectman's office, and then we can fire downloads and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Are we good?
I'm good.
No public
All
out
good.
there, so
Yep.
all good. Pretty boring meeting tonight, Sean. Sorry, but
Good by me, guys.
Boring means fast, so it's all good.
I enjoyed it.
I looked at your last meeting. It was an hour. This was 45 minutes, so I guess this is comparatively fast.
yeah,
We
yeah.
can
there was-
just hang out for 15 minutes.
We'll have some good meetings coming up this spring. I know that because when start working on these downwellers and all this thing, and we got a million things to do, the meetings get a little longer. As for Clam Clinic, I don't know. So let's see how that goes. But it does. We'll start talking about that too.
Yeah.
All right. Does someone want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second the motion to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Meeting adjourned.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
holidays,
Congratulations.
Enjoy the holidays,
Take it easy.
everyone.
Be
Bye,
safe.
guys.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Be
Bye.
safe.
Bye.